If you've been in toxic work environments for most of your adult life, entrepreneurship will not magically make that go away. And I say that as someone who's experienced both. And part of that is because what you have perceived as normal for so long, your nervous system is still set to accept toxicity, and you may even accept toxic clients. Increasingly, the people who have sought me out for coaching have been asking me about how they want to prep for going into entrepreneurship, and that they want to retrain their nervous system so they do not continue this cycle of abuse. Because very often, people don't have just one toxic workplace, they have several. And people who are first-generation professionals are especially susceptible to this because you don't have parents who've been in white-collar environments who can tell you, yeah, that's not normal. That's not just corporate. This is like screwed up. I don't want to diminish DV at all, but it does remind me of how we know that people who grow up and have an abusive parent often end up with abusive partners. And that's because your nervous system and what you have been conditioned to believe is normal is already skewed towards abuse. And I'm not equating that to what goes on in organizations. And there is a parallel with if you are so used to being around super toxic, you may not know the warning signs with a client. You may start at a startup and think that it's going to be great, but you fall into the same trap. And one of the things that makes people from working class backgrounds especially susceptible to this is the conditioning of that hard work ethic. Throw in being an immigrant in there or the child of immigrants, and there's that whole keep your nose down, work really hard, show them that, you are there to do a good job. And that already blurs the boundaries on how much work they can get out of you without rewarding your behavior. Entrepreneurship has been a great path for me. It's not all roses and butterflies. I don't want to have like this false persona about it, but it is a relationship. I absolutely deal with fewer toxic people as a solopreneur. It absolutely has its own challenges and its own stresses. I don't want to create a false facade about it. And I still have to not fall into toxic patterns, because what we accept at work is likely spilling over in other areas of your life. And knowing how to set that boundary is important. If you need help with this is a really good week to get started with me. I'm running a Black Friday special where you can get a one-on-one coaching session with me, an annual subscription to my community where I do group coaching every week, and a copy of my book, which comes out in a few weeks. The link is in my bio if you want to take advantage of that deal that ends Monday.